ain't got that when I wanna give up. How to keep on going, how to keep my chin up. Wow, it actually feels kind of nice in here. So I'm really hungry and I just want to go eat some food. I just filmed this video once already, but I was like, the frame wasn't good, so I'm redoing it, refilming it. Hi beautiful people on the internet, it's me, Caitlin Marie, and today's video is going to be a story time of the first and only time I've ever gotten pulled over and gotten a ticket. So, let's just move on to the video, shall we? So, I was driving home from work one day and I was just kind of like zoned out. I was paying attention to my surroundings, of course, because you have to, but it was like zoned out, I wasn't really focused, but I was paying attention. So there was a car in front of me and I went to get into the left lane to pass him, and then I passed him and it was like a few hundred yards, feet, whatever, I don't really know math, whatever. And I went to get over back into the right lane, but I didn't use a blinker because there was nobody else around me. And this car was like way behind me. But the next thing I know, I see this red and blue flashing lights and I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, what do I do? Because I've never gotten pulled over before. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I started signaling to get over into like the right lane, but there was nowhere to pull over because we were on the highway and there wasn't like a shoulder that was wide enough to just kind of pull off and sit there, if you know what I mean. So I think I got off on an exit and I pulled over on the side of the road and I just sat there. And this cop behind me was taking literally forever. Like, he just sat in his car for a good 2 minutes after we finally got over and just parked. I was like, oh my God, like, what do I do? Like, oh. I just didn't know what to do. So I just sat there having a mini panic attack / mental breakdown, and I turned my music like all the way down so like he didn't yell at me for that. So he finally walks up to my driver door, and my car at the time was really crappy, and the window, my driver window was all taped up because it was broken and like couldn't roll down or up. So I went to open my driver door just like a tiny bit, very slowly, so that he didn't realize like, hey, I'm not gonna harm you, calm down. So I think he asked me why I thought he pulled me over, and I was like, honestly, I really don't know. And he told me, do you know how fast you were going? And again, I was like, I don't know, because I wasn't paying attention to my speed. So he tells me that I was going 84 and 60, and I highly, highly doubt that because at the time my car was crappy and was really old and barely could get to 80, so I doubt it was 84. It was probably like 70. Okay, calm down. Maybe 75. But I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, oh God. So he asked me for my license and my insurance, and I grabbed my license, but like, I don't know anything about cars. I didn't know what my insurance looked like because I've never seen it. My parents have just like put it in my car. So I go to find it in the glove department and I'm just like, I don't know where to find this. Like, So I finally found it after like 2 or 3 minutes of searching for it, and I give it to him. And he looks over my license and he asks me if I'm wearing contact lenses, because on the back of my license it says that I'm supposed to be wearing corrective lenses to be driving, but I'm not that blind. Like, I can see, and it was also on my way home from work, so like, I've driven that way 100,000 times before, so I know all the signs, I know how to get home, I know what roads to take, I know everything, so I'm okay to drive without glasses. But I told him that I wasn't wearing contact lenses because I didn't want to lie to a cop and say yeah, because one, I didn't know if you could like test to see if I was wearing contact lenses or not. I don't know if that's a thing, so I didn't want to lie to a cop, so I didn't. He looked at my insurance and was like, did you know it was expired? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that because I've never seen it, so I don't know if it expired or when it expired. So he gives it back to me and he's like, do you have anything else? And I was like, no, I'm sorry. So he takes my license, goes back to his cop car, does his research stuff, whatever they do, I don't know. So he comes back and he tells me that I am getting a ticket, and he gives me like this whole spiel and like the paper that he's supposed to give me, and I'm going off my way. The entire time that I was going home, I was just thinking like, what do I do? Like, how do I tell my parents? Like, am I supposed to go to court? How much is this gonna cost? Because I've never been in this situation before. And I was just like, all of these thoughts were racing on my mind. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what to do. Like, oh my God. So I get home and I go up to my parents and I'm like, did you guys know our insurance was expired? And they're like, yeah, why do you ask? And I told them, I was like, because I got pulled over tonight and he told me our insurance was expired. They weren't as mad as I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be like, oh my God, like, you're getting your car taken away. Like, you're not supposed to speed. But they weren't like really mad. They were just kind of giving me a lecture about speeding and everything. I think a few days later I called up the court and I was like, hey, I have a ticket, blah, 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 how much is it going to be? And they told me, just listen to these numbers real fast. Just So, for speeding, I got $200. For not wearing glasses, it was $250. And for not signaling a lane change, it was $260. So all of that adds up to $710. $710. That's 710. $710? Are you kidding me? For what? For, oh my goodness. I think I just had like a freaking heart attack when that lady told me that it was that much. I was like, okay, thank you. And I hung up the phone. And in that moment, I was just like frozen. I couldn't speak. I couldn't like say anything. I was just in shock of how much that was gonna cost. I was like what? Why? Why does it need to cost that much? Like, it's not like I was illegally driving without a license or drinking while driving or doing drugs or anything else that's worse than speeding. Like, this story stresses me out just telling it. So it comes to my court day and you're supposed to bring like the full amount of the ticket to pay it off right then and there, but I think I was missing like $50 or something of it. So I go into court, I sign in, I wait like 30-40 minutes because I get there early because you're supposed to. And the police officer comes out and is like, okay, y'all can come in. So we had to stand in this long line and get in the metal detector to make sure we didn't have anything on us, you know. So we go through that. We wait in the little room, the courtroom, for like probably another 30 minutes for the judge to get there and everybody else to get there. And then I think the judge calls you up in like alphabetical order by your last name, I want to say. So I had to wait there a freaking long time and it was so annoying. I hated it so much. So it comes to my time to get up to the judge, and of course I plead guilty because I am guilty. And I only had to pay $109 for speeding because I did defensive driving. Like, I told him I was going to do defensive driving, and it's cheaper if you do defensive driving and it doesn't go in your record if you do defensive driving. So I was like, okay, I'll just do that. But then I still had to pay the $250 for not wearing glasses and $260 for not signaling a lane change. So I get up to the lady, I pay my money and go. But first of all, let me just tell you this. This guy who was like a couple people in front of me, he had drug paraphernalia, and he only had to pay $150. What? Are you kidding me? $150. This guy had drug paraphernalia and only had to pay $150. Well, I had to pay $628 with the defensive driving. That's almost $500 more than what he had to pay for drug paraphernalia. How is speeding and not signaling a lane change and wearing glasses more dangerous than drug? Please explain that to me. That boggles my mind. I'm getting too heated right now. Too heated. So I learned my lesson. Not to speed and always signal a lane change. Still not wearing glasses because I don't need to wear glasses. But moral of the story, don't speed and always signal a lane change. And always watch out for cops because they're sneaky. Yeah, they'll get you. Don't be like me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you more than you will ever know. Make sure to give this video a like if you liked it. Comment down below if you or somebody you know have ever gotten pulled over or got a ticket. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you never miss when I post. And I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.